Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our third and final episode with our blue-white Fliers deck. So, without further ado, let's get into the games. I will see you there. Okay, we're in, and we got a one-land hand. Never a good idea to keep anything like that, although the curve was pretty great. Zero-land hand, never a good idea to keep any of that. And looks like we're keeping this subpar hand. We do get to lead off with a Toppelgeist though, so hopefully, since we've got a nice turn 1 play, we can actually have a turn 2 play off the top. That will be lovely. If not, we can just crack our Evolving Wilds, thin our deck, and up our chances of that happening. This deck is fairly consistent with its curve, so more lands. Well, you know, can't beat variance. Let's go for an island and swing in for one. Our opponent's on red-black. Not sure what this could be just yet. Could be Super Friends, could be red-black aggro, could be a lot of things to be honest. Grixis control. Yeah, this is too much at this point for me to guess. Let's have a gander. What you got? Third colour? No, still red-black. Okay. Come on, 2 or 3 drop. There's a 2 drop. That's pretty good. Alright. Let's get in with our Toppelgeist. If our opponent wants to shock or burn this away in any kind of way, Fatal Push perhaps, then that's fine. So I'd rather have our Skyship Plunderer around anyway, because he gets to put counters on Jace if we ever have him alive at that point. Should be pretty fun. Alright, let's just play down our planes, pass the turn, swinging for 3 next turn. It's not the greatest, but our opponent's also not exactly put anything on the board yet. It is Jund. Retreat to Kazandu. Okay. Well, our current plan then is to ultimate this Jace. Oh my god. And go to combat, swing for 3. Our opponent's going to be able to gain 2 life per turn with a single land drop. I imagine he might just go land into Explosive Vegetation. This looks actually like Jund Ramp. Or a mid-range deck of some sort, who knows. Retreat, gains him some life. Not going to put counters on our stuff, unfortunately. And indeed, he does go with the Explosive Vegetation, which is going to undo all of our work. However, we do get to at least put a counter on Jace with our Skyship Plunderer, which is pretty nice. So, let's do that, shall we? Oh, now we hit our 2 drops and stuff like that. Smuggler's Copter. Not so important. I want to get this Jace down. Get this ticking up and hopefully ultimate in no time at all. So, first things first, tick up to 6. We're going to get to 7 with the Plunderer. There's more lands. Jesus. And a Bygone Bishop. It's not too bad at all. Get in for 3. And we get to put a counter on Jace. Take him up to 7 loyalty. So, 2 turns away from ultimating. I mean, if we manage to get in a hit with our Plunderer, we can actually ultimate next turn. If Jace stays on his current loyalty and our Plunderer stays alive. 2 things that I don't expect to both occur. So, yeah, we'll see. I think our opponents realise that as well. The ultimate's going to be pretty interesting for our opponent because he's a ramp deck, which does likely mean that a lot of his mana is going to be tied up into one single thing. Nissa's Renewal in this particular case. Okay, so we get to ultimate next turn. So whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell, you counter that spell. You can gain a lot of life, sure, but your cards are going to get countered every turn. We 2 for 1 for the rest of the game, which I think we can keep up with his life total in that event. Angel of Invention. Wow. Okay, so we're not going to tick up Jace because we want to ultimate Jace on the attack. So, I'm going to go with Angel of Invention to pump up the squad instead. Make some servos. He hasn't put down any blockers just yet, so servos seem like they do combat damage. Swing in with the team. 4-5. And then we'll stick a counter on Jace, ultimate Jace. And he effectively has half the cards in his hand as far as I'm concerned. So we'd need to play a bait card into a board wipe now if you wanted to get rid of what we've got here. He can still play lands, of course, to gain that life, which does buffer a little bit, but not a great deal. And he just passes. Ooh. He must be looking for a card to actually bait down. If he's ramping into Ulamog, then we've got Declaration in Stone for that now, which is pretty cool. Just swing in, I guess. There's no reason not to, I suppose. And I think we'll play the Smuggler's Copter, but we'll leave the Bygone Bishop, just in case he does indeed have... Yeah, stick it on there. There's an argument for maybe actually fabricating Angel of Invention for the Plunderer synergies there, but I think getting the servos out, meaning that we do more damage, is just probably a lot more important. Right, we'll pass. Gain some life to 21. Counters the Zendikar Incarnate. And then big spell, Sandworm Convergence. And another reason why we've got servo tokens being so good. Okay. We just need to go find a cast out then. And we can get out of this. We got Declaration in Stone when we want Declaration in Stone. Right now. Not necessarily useful to us. Okay, well, might as well just keep playing creatures, aren't we? And pass the turn. Not going to swing in, we're going to need those servos, possibly. Getting the Bygone Bishop down because the clues will help us find cast out quicker. He's going to put a counter on his Sandworm. Zendikar Incarnate gets countered. Just don't be another Sandworm Convergence. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Okay, we'll take you 6. He gets 2 more 5/5s. That's brutal. We can block, of course. I'm just choosing not to at this point. Wow. Okay, so our opponent got the absolute nuttiest of draws. Selfless Spirit's actually not bad, because it gets us a clue, and it also means that we can block for a turn. So, let's get a clue. Thank you for resolving, I appreciate that. Let's crack a clue. Looks like we got a bit of some network lag. Let's try and find the cast outs. We need 2 of them now. And there's a land drop, so we can crew Smuggler's Copter. And that will allow us to dig a little bit deeper, drop in the plains. Pass the turn. So our opponent can't play anything right now, but they don't really need to. Putting a counter on the Sandworm. And swing it in. Okay, don't want to get Topplegeist killed. We get 3 into the graveyard with a creature dying. I guess the Plunderer is not that useful anymore. How do we want to do this? I guess we could trade off like so. But why would I want to? I guess we could just block and sack the Spirit. Which gets us an extra turn of blocking. I should have done that with the Smuggler's Copter. I'm an idiot. Yeah, well. So he gets 2 more. I'm going to have to pull the trigger on this declaration in stone in a second. Especially since all we're drawing is lands. Okay, so... Fade another attack. Might as well make a land drop this turn. And we can swing in for 4. We've got Delirium online now as well. So we get to tap down 1 Sandworm. But he's making 2 a turn, so... Getting some life. Makes 2 Sandworms. So we're on chump block mode again. Pilgrim's Eye. Yippee. Let's tap our blue. Get a clue. Thin out our deck a bit. More blue, I guess. Don't think it really matters. And let's crack the clue. There's a cast out, okay. So how do we want to do this? I guess we just cast out 1 Sandworm Convergence now anyway. Because he's going to be a while away before he can actually remove our other stuff. He's only generating 1 per turn and we can get tapped down 1 per turn. With our Topplegeist. So, tap down a token. And I imagine he goes to combat. Yep. I've done it again. I'm supposed to crew up with our copter. Ah, why? Why am I a fool? Okay, well, let's double block and take a worm off the board, I guess. This here should have been the Smuggler's Copter so we could loot. So we need the other cast out. As soon as we got the other cast out, we've got the go-ahead to win. But we need to do that soon because he's going to do generating worms every turn. And we can't do this forever, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm really annoyed we missed out on two loots during this game. No reason to be doing that. End of his turn, gets a 5/5. Invocation of Saint Traft. Doesn't do anything for us, unfortunately. It allows us to swing in with a 2/2 and make a 4/4, but then we immediately lose the servo to the worm anyway, so... yeah, pass the turn. This time, we will correctly smuggle our copter and dump this land. So he's got 2 cards now, so if he has 1 card that he wants to use, then he'll have to counter the first one. This one gets countered, read the bones. Walking Ballista. Oh god, he can machine gun down all of our stuff now. That's no fun. Okay, well... Do I crew in response to that? No, because then that makes Smuggler's Copter a target. Let it go. Yep. I need him to use one more counter. So this means he can actually sink his mana into... I have to do this. Sink his mana into killing us now with the Smugglers, with the Walking Ballista. That's game. Alright, well, let's chump. He didn't kill our Smuggler's Copter, which I was expecting him to do. Actually, he can't kill both of these, so... Unless, of course, he goes with his Smuggler's Copter ping, which is also fine, I guess. Yep, go for it. We take a worm off the board at the very least. And a wyvern. Not great. Well, the island's worse. In fact, if we go for our wyvern, everything gets a little pumping. And we keep our bishop around. That worked out alright. Okay. He gets a worm. We get a Glyph Keeper. Not great, but it'll do, I guess. Play down the Glyph Keeper. Pass the turn. Gives us something to do at the very least. Retreat, puts a counter on the Ballista, then he can sink 50,000 mana into it. And machine gun down all of our creatures. I can't believe after all of that our opponent found the perfect hand. Double Sandworm Convergence. It's ridiculous. Okay, goodbye Thunderclap Wyvern. Just going to allow him to shoot down any of our other creatures as well. He can shoot down the bishop, which stops our card advantage. He's going to go with this servo, so we can't chump. It's probably a good idea. We're actually trading off meaningful creatures now. Which we kind of have to do. We'll trade off there. Come on, cast out. Come on. I don't know if we can even win at this point with a cast out, but... especially if we draw more lands. Let's get a Glyph Keeper. Play our land drop. Say go. I'm pretty sure we're just dead though. Because he can stick 9,000 counters on his Walking Ballista, which is enough to ping off the Glyph Keeper. And keep his Walking Ballista alive. So, takes the shield off. And then 3 more. Come at me, bro. Taking 7, 9 as soon as he sacks his Walking Ballista. So we're dead next turn. I'm pretty sure there is nothing we can do about that. We have to block, otherwise we lose. And this is the most annoying version of variants I've seen in a long time. Declaration in Stone. It's funny. Buys us a turn. No, it doesn't, actually. Because he can suit up his Walking Ballista. And machine gunners to death, but, you know, there you go. Sticks 4 counters on his Walking Ballista and wins. There's a Jaddy Offshoot countered. Follow-up card is going to be a Retreat. So he actually only has to pump it up once, because he can go to combat, attack us, and then ping off his counters. So yeah, swings for 5, pings for 1, and we lose. Wow. Threw a really early Jace emblem. Really early. Double Sandworm Convergence, the ultimate counter against our deck, and he manages to resolve both of them. And we only find 1 cast out. Maybe we'd have got out of that if I hadn't have misplayed the loots, but I doubt it. I really do. Like, this just plays around our Jace emblem so well, because it just gives him stuff to play with his mana with, and of course, land drops, stick extra counters on his Walking Ballista. That would have killed us on its own, but, you know. Alright, let's go to another game. Okay, we're on the draw. We've got a turn 2 into a turn 3 and a turn 5 play. Tap land for turn 1. So we've got all of our mana. We're on the draw as well. If we hit a land, I will die inside. And yeah, other than that, looks good. Our opponent's running a fair few too many lands as well, or cards more specifically. So hopefully that bodes well for us. That being said, it looks like it might actually be an aggressive deck of some sort, possibly vampires. Ooh, Grixis. Alright. Cathartic Reunion. Discarding. He's going to need those extra draws, because with the extra cards that he's put in his deck, he's not really helping himself. Always Watching is pretty cool. Alright, we'll go with a Plains into a Skyship Plunderer, and pass the turn. So I'm debating whether an Always Watching or a Bygone Bishop is the correct play next turn. We'll see what he does. I'm pretty sure a Pilgrim's Eye is not the correct play, so... Since we've already got enough lands, I don't really need to get any more. Thinning would be nice, of course, but... Oh, it's looking like Super Friends. Alright. Let's see how it is. More lands. Oh, kill me. Please. Just do it. Right. So we could go Bygone Bishop, attack for 2. Next turn, with Always Watching, we attack for more. But we could go with a Pilgrim's Eye as an alternative, which gets us a clue token. Yeah, I suppose investing in more damage right now is probably the better option here. We'll go to combat first, since playing the Bishop pre-combat is not going to make a difference. And you might want to remove this, and this I'd rather keep alive. That can have a counter on it. There's a telling time. I thought it was a sensor there for a moment. Okay. Pass the turn, see which horrible Planeswalker he's going to play this turn. Drowned Catacomb into Chandra. There you go, that's a horrible Planeswalker. If he minuses, he loses his Planeswalker. Okay. Chose to minus. So Chandra's going down. Invocation. I'm not sure if I get to choose where this token attacks. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. I can't remember if that defaults to just players, or if I get to choose where it's attacking. It is an extra little bit of damage. Skyship Plunderer is a little bit vulnerable to all sorts of hits though, so I'm not sure. There isn't really a better alternative to put it on. Yeah, we'll go with the Invocation. We'll find out, shall we? So, Chandra needs to die, so I need to make sure that, at the very least, Skyship Plunderer is going there. Wherever the token ends up going is another question. Attacking the player. Okay. So, yeah, it does default that direction. Good. And a never for the Plunderer. It's fine. Pretty good removal spell to be used against a pretty average creature. I suppose it was spawning 4/4s though, so I mean, there is that. Okay, we're gonna go land into Always Watching and then Selfless Spirit. Oh, I was gonna say, is it Censor? Oh, thank God. Well, if we can slam down this Glyph Keeper, we'll be in a good spot. A 6/4 with protection in 2 different forms. Potentially, anyway. It's pretty good. It's going to be hard to deal with if we can resolve it. All this blue and he hasn't countered anything, though. It's a little worrying. It's also a very big relief that he hasn't countered anything, because he's had plenty of opportunity to. Necromantic Summons on the Plunderer. Oh boy. Oh no, Bygone Bishop. Huh. Suppose that works. If he's not Super Friends. If he was Super Friends, I'd be taking this all day. A 4/3 that if it gets in can tick up your Planeswalkers for you. It's pretty good. Alright, well, it's Glyph Keeper time. Need to get it down while he's tapped out. Play land, pass. Is he really going to make use of Bygone Bishop? This doesn't seem like the deck to be doing that sort of thing. If he attacks in, I'll set my Spirit. No. Okay. Return. Makes a zombie. Does not trigger Bygone Bishop. Which is maybe what he was thinking it would do. Chooses not to. It's only on cast triggers that Bygone Bishop creates clues. Archangel Avacyn. So we could flash that in response to attacking in with the Glyph Keeper. If it gets countered, then we'll sack our Spirit instead. Either way, we probably end up trading this Bishop off, which allows us to attack in once again. Gonna loot. Okay. Wyvern is better than Pilgrim's Eye. And indeed, it's better than Avacyn here, I think. Because now we get to make a 7/5. Which does not die to the Bygone Bishop. And we have indestructible protection as well with the Selfless Spirit. So I think this is a winning board state right here. Except for that's a Languish. And yeah, everything dies to a Languish. Wow. That's unfortunate. Spoke too soon. And now begins the land flood. I'm calling it right here. Let's get out our Glyph Keeper. Fortunately, no additions to Always Watching with the token side of it. So 3-turn clock if you can't deal with this. Another telling time. Maybe a little less depending on what we draw, because we might want to flash in Avacyn at some point as well to swing in for 9 the following turn. Radiant Flames, okay. So I guess, I don't know if this is Super Friends. There's a hell of a lot less Super Friends in it. It's a whole lot of big creatures and reanimating, but... It's got the typical Super Friends shell of every single board wipe in the format. Let's pass. Flash in Avacyn. No sense to do it right now. That'll be a 5/5 as well, which will play around Languish. So you'd need double board wipe to deal with Avacyn. Thought Not Seer. Well, Avacyn's coming down. And... forget an enchantment in the graveyard. Oh, we already have one. Well, hope to draw a land off of Cast Out, I guess. And nothing good. Haha! Screw you. Nothing for Thought Not Seer to take. It's better than losing a Cast Out for no value. Spell Queller. Okay, that's awesome. Count as a board wipe. You can count as most things, actually. And adds another 3 power to the board. We'll keep the island, because if he does end up looting with the Sanitarium, we need something to throw away. Okay, Evolving Wilds and cracks it. So we have a 2-turn clock, regardless of whether or not we play the Spell Queller. So really, I think I'll only use the Spell Queller to protect Avacyn. Oh my god. Or for anything that stops her from getting in. Get rid of the planes. Oh dear. That's an Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Going to return. Does not stop us from getting in. You're going to return. I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't interact with our graveyard. So we can't stop Ulamog, but if he goes to reanimate, then he taps out, and it's effectively the game anyway. Let's go with another Always Watching. Make Archangel Avacyn a 6/6. Swing for 6. You'd have to haste up Ulamog for it to even slightly bother me. So, yeah, he needs an answer for Avacyn right here. That gets past the Spell Queller. In fact, if Archangel Avacyn even flips, he loses, doesn't he? Because it's 3 damage. Yeah. So... it's going to be an interesting one. See how you can get out of this one. So it was a Reanimator deck after all. Very oddly constructed one, I would say. I don't know why you'd play Chandra. To be honest, because it just exiles things. Which could be your big hitting creatures. Cathartic Reunion's a good card draw, but I'm not sure Telling Time, necessarily. You want a little bit of discard option available, which I suppose the Sanitarium is there to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's an odd one. Rise from the Grave. Let's see what you're targeting. If it's anything that hurts Avacyn, then I don't like it. Gonna go with the Pilgrim's Eye. He's got 2 mana, so... 3 mana, sorry. We'll Spell Queller. Which gives us an extra body to get past the Pilgrim's Eye. And if he kills the Queller and not the Avacyn, he loses as well. So let's block there. Draw a card. And then if he kills it, he loses. Just Seller. It's pretty sweet. And he's had enough. Alright. Loots for us. Thank you. Prairie Stream. Better than an island. Not that it matters. And a Thunderclap Wyvern. It's pretty sweet. Could we actually play all of these in this turn? I think we could have. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Can you imagine how much our board state would progress from this point? Block wherever you want. Does not matter. You take 4. Alright. That was pretty good. I think we definitely benefited from our opponent running too many cards and therefore using their telling times probably to get a better not crap hand, which I assume is what was the case, but, you know. Very oddly built reanimated deck right there. Was not expecting any of that. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's episode, so if you did enjoy the content and you want to see more, then be sure to like and subscribe. As always, I do a 4th episode as well for patrons only as well, so for $1 a month if you want to support, it's completely optional. Then I do an extra video of Gwent and Magic, as well as open up polls for future games series on the channel as well. So if that's something that interests you, then that's an option available. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for a brand new deck. Alright guys, see you later.